Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel Anaka Design. And let me, because I don't do it often enough, let me begin by thanking you for being here. I think it often during the day and when I'm trying to fall asleep, but I don't verbalize it often enough, and that is not okay. So, yes, I very much appreciate your presence here today and every day that you visit. I just was replying to some comments, and I had, Teresa point out that when she checks her subscriptions, she finds, I guess more, it's happened more than once, that YouTube has unsubscribed her. Now, I know that she's a very straight up woman, so I'm sure she hasn't violated any of their rules. So I don't understand that. I don't know if it happening, arbitrarily. So I guess the idea is just sort of keep an eye out for that sort of thing. I don't know what more to say about that, to be honest. But let's get to the topic of the day. Now, excuse me, you know that a lot of us love thrifting, whether it's, bidding on online auctions, going to estate sales, garage sales, antique malls, thrift stores. And we all make a big production about showing you what we've gotten and saying, okay, now we can put it away. Well, I just thought it might be interesting to see what that process looks like. So I had some random stuff in this acrylic, what do you call it? Tray, I get, no, not a tray, whatever it is, bin. And then I have this big thing that Dollar Tree, I think, used to sell, or maybe still does. And so I just threw them together because I was beginning to sort them on my own. And then I thought, some people just love organizing videos, and I'm one of them. And sometimes a person needs something not very demanding to watch or listen to. So for better or worse, that's what we're doing today. So I'm sure if you are a regular viewer of the thrifting videos, you will have seen some of these items. Some are more recent and you may not yet have seen them, but that's okay. So basically, what I think I want to do is to just initially make some piles, kind of put like with like, and then maybe also make some decisions about what I need to use immediately. I know there was one YouTuber, and I don't think she kept it up for very long, maybe 2 weeks or so. She sort of had a thing about, okay, I did a thrift haul video. Now I'm going to show you what I did with those items. So that, I think there's merit to that idea. Maybe I'll put this way so that we can see some of what I'm forming here. So these are, I guess, essentially CD envelopes or whatever. So there's a space there for a title. I don't know. Anyway, of course, they make, because they're 5 by 5, they'd make great journal pockets. So, and they're attractive and virtually, if they need next to nothing in the way of decoration. So I'm thinking I'm going to put these in this dresser drawer that I have. Now, initially it was a store fixture, like 100 years ago. Not quite, maybe the 30s. And I think that the woman, it was like a dry goods store. And I think she kept sewing patterns in there. So there are wooden dividers. And basically at one time when I first started filling it, I had my ready to go ephemera, bases, and maybe needs decorating or whatever, sort of categories. That has all gone out the window. It's time to redo it. But for now, I think I can put this with the intention that if I wanted to use this in a one of those Happy Mail movement envelopes, or if the colors worked in a particular project, just sort of grab and go. There were also recently, I must have bought a thing that included all of this together. So there are they kind of have a linen-y texture to them. They're cardstock things. They were, I don't know how they were sold or whatever. Tags of all sizes and colors. Now I just redid my tag area when I redid my washi thing. So I think what I'll do, I'll pull out the purple ones because I do have a purple thing that I've been saving items for the longest time. And these I will just attempt to squeeze in with my, in my tag area. So these need decorating, obviously. So do these. I don't really have a dedicated spot, I don't think, for these. So that might be something new to consider. But we'll make a little pile. Maybe I'll do this off camera for, okay, I'm going to run out of space here in no time. So I'm just going to put some of these things together in this empty acrylic bin and know that I carry this thing around the room with me and put it where it needs to go. Now there are these dimensional stickers. Are they stickers? Yes, I guess they are. Now sometimes what I do, if I can't afford the thickness, is I just, you know, take them apart and either, okay, so for instance, if I took this apart, I'd see the little foam risers, so to speak. Can you see that? Quite often the bottom one gets ruined when you separate them, but that's okay. Or the other option is to glue the top down to the bottom piece because it's offset, so it would add another layer, but just take out the little spongy part in between. So I do have an area, a gigantic thing full of stickers. But I'm also thinking that since I have these things that need decoration, maybe I just create a project by grouping these things together and saying, okay, I'm not going to file them away, I'm going to use them. What a concept. You know, use it, don't store it. So for now, maybe I'm going to rethink this and make one pile that looks like so. Now, there are also several more of these things. Now, some of these are sort of, they're not, I don't know what this is. Maybe it's like canvas almost. So those are actual buttons with little, so I'll probably just put those with in my button cupboard. Now these are kind of, you know, here's a little wooden piece. Again, am I going to pick this up, walk across the room, find where I keep my wooden pieces, or am I just going to stick it down to something? I think I'm going to stick it down to something. Because honestly, with so many supplies, a person could spend their whole day, what I call filing, and you realize that, okay, yeah, maybe I've cleaned up, but I've done little else. So these fall in the same category. They have a little raised thing at the bottom here that's sticky, as well as a raised piece there. So I think same scenario. I'm going to put that over here with the others, and that we're calling a day with that. I'm going to use them till they're all gone. I think that's another thing, another strategy that Kim Newberg talks about too. You know, use it up till it's all gone. This is a ticket shape, but it's also kind of what I call a label. So I have this little 5-drawer thingamajig within reach here. I'm just going to, whoops, throw it straight in one of the drawers. And of course, that is a bit of a catch-all. And I do need to organize that one of these days. The other day when I was watching some videos and didn't, you know, I don't know what the heck I was doing, but I did end up organizing a drawer. Or maybe I was watching YouTube, or not YouTube, Netflix. This is a recent thrift haul. These are plastic coasters. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but these are my colors, so I'm just going to set them aside. I do have a drawer in, it's an antique, vintage, I guess, mid-century modern, what would have been a dining room buffet. So it's got a couple of doors. It's got 3 drawers, including one of those felt-lined things where you'd put your cutlery, like your silverware drawer, sort of. So in there I have some sectional boxes where I put oddball stuff that doesn't fit, categorically doesn't fit anywhere else. So that will go there. This is a stamp set, so stamps have their own place. This is another stamp. This is a teensy weensy, itty bitty, oh, I didn't even cut it open, little bird die. So I'm going to, oh, these scissors. These are my go-to scissors, but maybe they're losing their, I might have to pull another pair of scissors out of the, oh goodness, that is bad. Okay, this die is so tiny, I'm going to put it with my other teeny weeny little bird dies. And this is why I never know where I get anything, because I get rid of the packaging as soon as I can. The bag is good. I'll reuse it for something else, like keeping something or other together. I also, and I probably do, wait, oops, those are pinking shears. I can use this maybe. Even though little scissors take a lot longer to get across a distance. I keep way too many bags. This is actual plastic, but you know there are those cellophane ones that we get. Now this, oh, look at that. It's a cool little envelope. So, of course, I'm going to save this and use it. Just kills me, some of the price tags people use. And what especially kills me is when they put them on surfaces that are ruined by the lifting of the price tag. I just happen to have that happen to a beautiful vintage book with kind of not a cloth cover but a paper one, and it just of course removed that layer. Anyway, so this will go with my envelopes. This will go where I said with the dies. Now this was a little thing, it had an insert, I threw it away. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in here. So I do have way, way, way too many tins, boxes, baskets. What other categories are there? Organizational things. And I mean, it's getting totally out of hand. So I don't know what I need to do about that. But for now, I'll add this to it unless I find something here today that should go into it. The problem for me is that I typically need to be able to see what it is. Otherwise, I forget what is in there and it just becomes another mystery. Now, I do have a labeler, and I also, you know, on something metal like this, could attach a sticker label of some sort and know that I'll be able to remove it without doing any damage. However, with certain other things, that is just not doable. Oh, you know, today, after my shower, I decided that, hey, I do have a bit of a natural curl. Why don't I use that curl enhancer or defrizzer or whatever? So I just let it air dry with some clips in it. And they're starting to fall out, so you didn't need to know all that. This is a piece of canvas that somebody probably die cut or maybe hand cut, because I see some pencil marks. So I'll throw that there and use it, because one of anything does not deserve a category or a place to be put. Okay, let's keep going. This, okay, this came in a package with this. So I don't think I have a dedicated space for black and white. I'll put this in a bin that I have for my blingy items. And I will put this in one of the drawers where I have, and sometimes in a case like this, where things are, you know, they kind of belong together. Somebody clearly was using these and put these scraps together. So quite often I'll just put a paper clip or one of these little clamps around it so that it holds together, because there's nothing worse, in my humble opinion, than throwing something in a drawer, finding, okay, if there are 5 here, 6 here, finding 5 of them and using them, and then just when you're done, you realize, oh, there was one more. So that's how this will be filed. This is a little teeny tiny thing that will get used immediately. This was a beat up box and probably too far gone, I would say. Here are the cards that were in it. I'll put an elastic around these to hold them together. And we know that elastics are sometimes just a very temporary solution. I redid, like I have a vintage piece. Don't know what that would have been. It's got, I think, 4 drawers, a drop-down thing with cubby holes. I used to keep my buttons in that cubby hole part, but it wasn't, I outgrew it. So now I just keep cards, index cards, dyed cards, those kind of things in those little slots. So I think I might put these there. I'll see. They'll either go there or they'll go in another area where I have playing cards, game cards, things that can be used kind of as is in pockets. So in essence, they're ready to go. So for now, I will put them with these CD envelopes. And I guess make that decision when I get to that part of the room. If I feel that a box has some, you know, would be great for, this has been taped. No, this is still glued together. Because this looks so worn and beat up, this probably deserves to be saved. And typically, just to save space and to get a jump on the project, I break down packaging because, of course, it takes less volume that way. Oops. Now, again, I'll just flatten it. Sometimes this works better than others. My next step traditionally is to cut off the superfluous pieces. So this. Now this had a fold in it because, I guess just from wear and tear. So I would cut it down to that height. I know that Diane Hubert has managed to save, you know, vintage boxes. That came up pretty cleanly. And I think she did it with crayon boxes, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously I'll continue to work on this after the video, but I'll leave it right here knowing that I have to do it before I can put it away. This, that, and I talked about this in the thrift haul video. I believe that this is just fancy, very plain tack cloth that you can buy at a dollar store that in fact Stampin' Up put, you know, even I paid $2.50 for it. So I don't know. Anyway, what I said in that video is that I would be taking it apart or cutting it into more user-friendly pieces. This is shiny. I will probably just put it aside here and use it as a glue surface. Typically, I cut these things down because I don't want that hanging part. That goes in the garbage. Now, depending on what I might put in this, I would work a little harder to get that price tag off. This edge, I sometimes turn into my finished edge, and because I hate how things catch on this glue, and most of the time I don't want to be bothered with the, I don't need it sealed, it's just a temporary use. I typically cut that off, throw it out, and then I have a usable something that is not going to annoy me. So I will put this aside with this other bag and deal with those at the end. This also is a bag that, so sometimes what I do, which is not the greatest, let me tell you, I used to sort, this is really dumb, instead of throwing every second one out, now I'm getting better at doing that, I would sort things by, is it cellophane or is it plastic? And then I'd have two gigantic things of these. Now I don't bother doing that, but I honestly need, and maybe I'll do a video one day, just, or maybe I'll be too embarrassed to do a video, so I'll just do it privately. Just to deal with those things, because that's crazy. Oh, see, I found more of these little cutoffs. So I will add it to this clip. And that way, and this might not even go that far. I mean, might not even get put away because, mind you, that's creamy. I was going to say I could also use them on some of these cards. Oh, there's some white. Maybe I'll clip this white one. Got a little soiled there. To this, knowing that, okay, if I work on this, hey, you see how this is developing here? And there's some bling. And this is just the, you know, a couple of things that I thrifted lately. So this isn't really anything. Now I took the header off this bag. I've got these little things. These little things are obviously not the same. There are also these chipboard ones. Now, when I don't have, and I've said this before, when I can't afford the thickness, I just, with my knife, get in there and remove some of the back layers. I think that with something like this, that's neutral, that has an eyelet in it already, already, I need to start a little box bin and do some mini dangles, and you know, let that be a project video, a craft with me video. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw these items in a little box along with a few other miniature things, and it might even be, who knows, we'll see. Maybe it'll be, now these things, most of them have two holes like for buttons, as you know, to be used as buttons. So we'll see. I'm going to leave that right there. These were things that I thrifted, and I talked about them in the video, thrifting video. They're Lumieres that someone clearly made. Now, I would like to salvage these metal gears here. So I'm going to, and this is cute little cord, so rather than cut it, I'm going to untie it. This is the only one that has this. The other two are identical. This was the one I happened to open up and show you. So I have a basket nearby that is kind of bulging where I put prototypes that I've encountered, you know, and I think this could maybe be considered a prototype. And I put the items in there because I believe they're going to grow up to become videos one day. They're things that need, well, they're reminders to do a video, and sometimes they're straightforward, just, okay, do the video. And other times they need some thought and some preparation and some modification. So that's where these three will go. These, I do have a place where I keep these sorts of gears and so on. I'll probably leave the strings attached for the time being. Hey, we're almost at the end of this basket. So I can refill this with more goodies. She said facetiously. Okay, this was obviously part of this whole paper thingamajig here. And I don't like that shape, so I'll probably I'll put this with these two together, knowing that I'm going to have to move my little thing here out of the way so I can cut it down. And I'd make that a rectangle, because, like, what is the point of that? I don't see the point of that. Oh, I'm going to deal with this. I'm going to do that after I'm off camera. These stamps, I said I was going to file, so let me put that in the little thing. I'm going to file this. This is just one of those little metal tins with thumbtacks. Now, I do have some cork circles just on the wall. Don't really use that to full advantage, but I do have more. I have to find a place and the right size container to put these sorts of push pins into. Whoops. And not have them just kicking around and scattered hither and yon. So I'm going to put that in my bin to file. Now this was, I hope I paid half of $175, because I know I did strike a deal. I mean, I did encounter a deal. You may have seen, I think it was in one of those Christmas journal thingamajigs, my not so successful, see, this stuff drives me, not so successful encounter with rub-ons, and that's what these are. Now, do we have any idea how old this is? Oh, 2011. That's a long time ago. I am going, and maybe I'm going to do it right here with these tags and these whatchamacallit, flashcards. I'm going to use every one of these up, because if they're no damn good, then let me chuck them out now and not pretend that I have something that's actually worth something. Now with this packaging, because I typically don't like all those stickers, and I'm not going to try to remove them, I'll just cut that off. And I have a kind of a decent sized bag here to put something in. Now, do I want to? No, I'm just going to throw it on my pile. This is some, obviously some lightweight cardboard, and I do have kind of a system for keeping packaging that is going to be repurposed. Now this could be decorated on this side and just let that be the side that people journal on. I could cut that off and maybe this becomes like one gigantic journaling card. So maybe, given that I have all this stuff to work with right away, I'll leave this here rather than take it over to where I keep my other cards, other bits of cardboard, and use it today. This was something that I showed. There's another piece of cellophane bag. Really old packaging, because I haven't seen a West Trim bag header for ages. Let's pull out the staples so that the header can be saved and reused, because it does look kind of vintagey. So I do have a place where I put things like that. Typically they're from sewing notions, but this can probably join them. This is some bling, so I'll when I'm going to my bling bin, I'll add that there. These, oh, see, I thought they were mirrors, but they're not. No, that's more bling. So let's put, is this big enough? Let's put all of these together. They are, you know, the diamond variety. Let's throw this mangled bag away. And this, whoa, this way, if I put this in my bling bin, you know, at least I know that if I wanted some square ones, they're all together. And who knows, maybe I will, see, this is even older, or, well, I shouldn't say, I don't know. They're also old. Lewis Craft, like that hasn't existed for a long time. But it's a plastic bag, so I'm not going to. I do have a little bin for mirror pieces because you may remember me. I don't know if I showed you, but I certainly talked about them. The mirror pieces that I made to hang in the trees when we were doing some landscaping this year. So I will add these to my little bin of mirrors. And at least they're all together. And then the final thing in that bin was this. Now, I started taking this price tag off because, and sorry that there will be some repetition if you watch this video and the thrifting one, but what I discovered, okay, this is a Stampin' Up! Thing. A nice little coil-bound book on its own, perfectly fine, with kind of an attractive cover, like I like those oranges. But what I also discovered, and I'm just going to see if I can do this right along those holes, is, no, this was, I guess, probably just some protective packaging option. But there's got this little sliver of, I can get this guy out. I'll do that when you're not watching. Anyway, now this is, whoops, this is ready to use. And wouldn't this be a nice, you know what? I think I just solved the problem. I saw Meg Journals do her video about junk journal January, and I was thinking, okay, January should, you know, slow down a bit. I should take part again because it's just a month. It's pretty easy. She typically works on very small format things. I usually try, you know, bigger is better. But why couldn't I use this? What size is this? Are these sheets? 3, 6, 7, 8 by 4, I guess. 8 by 4. Bigger probably than Meg is going to do. Not the heaviest paper in the world, but that's okay. You know what? I think I might just decide to use this. So 30 days as September, April, June. So January has 31 days. I don't know how many pages there are here. Does it say? No. But I will, and if I have to rip some out because it's getting too bulky, although there is room to grow a little bit. Sorry, I'm just trying to think and talk at the same time. Oh, what a concept. Anyway, at first I was thinking, oh, and then there'd even be enough room to do Junk Journal July. Is that what you call it? Junk Journal? Anyway, whatever. You know what I mean. Millions, thousands of people take part in it. Oh my goodness. But then that really probably would be too bulky. Anyway, that is what I'm thinking at this moment. I didn't download and print the prompt list yet, but I may decide that, oh, I need a more substantial substrate to work on. So I'm sure I have something probably ready-made that I could just latch onto and use. Anyway, that, I guess, remains to be seen. But at this point, I'm liking this as an option. Okay, so I don't know how long we've been here, but let's see. Ooh, 41 minutes. I think I will stop there. What I intend to do is once I pull out my this and my knife, and get this thing out of the way so I don't cut it up, is I will cut these images off here and use them as decorative elements. Like, is this, no, that's not a white piece of paper. Oh, my kingdom for a white piece of paper. Just wait, I have a digital nearby. So imagine, okay, pretend that on stage is gone. Wouldn't that make a great pocket? And of course, I can't get those creases out, but I could even have that as a little tuck spot, as well as, depending how much more struggle, how much more struggle I have with this price tag, I might just chop it off there. You know, get rid of the Stampin' Up! Logo, and again, I'd have something at the top to use as well. See, that seems to be a natural break right there, so that's probably where I'd cut it off and save myself that effort. Yeah, so that's what I'm planning to do next. So guys, thank you very much for joining me. I hope that this has, given you a peek behind the curtain as to what goes on, well, in this craft room and maybe in other people's as well. Oh, you know what? Another thing that I dislodged here that should be in that same category are these stickers. And they've been kicking around here because this is not colors that I'm using at the moment, but I don't want to throw them away. So maybe these guys are getting used up today too. That's my mission. Not sure why I keep handling this. It's obviously part of something old. Use that too and get rid of it. Okay, guys, that is it for this video. Thank you so much again for joining me. If you haven't already done so, I would be so appreciative, so grateful if you choose to subscribe. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Bye.